The wind cuts through the valley like a cold blade, raising clouds of dust that lash at my mud-caked face. I drag buckets of water across the ruined courtyard, the ropes creaking under my weight, when a cry thunders through the dawn silence. I drop the handle and stare at the soldier in the distance, face down among broken stones, the shattered armor, skin as pale as linen. Why did he fall without a final breath? It's pre-dawn at the fortress of the Eastern Sect, a tangle of obsidian towers and arches toppled by time. Invaders plunder the sacred corridors while I serve as a specter disguised in a servant's robes. I carry water and hope in equal measure, but my oath burns brighter. I am Lucius Varian, the forgotten heir of a destroyed lineage. The torches flicker with the scent of burning metal. Beyond the walls, the desert stretches endlessly, dunes panting like sleeping dragons. If we fail to reclaim our ancient power, the sect will sink into dust, and I will join the silent marble of our ancestors, an echo of the sun who renounced his destiny. When the moon sets, I discover by chance a hidden crevice beneath a rune-carved stone slab. The air inside smells of burnt wick and secrets. I kneel, pull back my cloak, and reveal a masonry staircase spiraling down to the fortress's core. My heart races. This is the entrance to the Sanctuary of Blades, cradle of the scrolls that promise mastery over darkness. I set my trembling torch on a runic pedestal. There lies the first manuscript, sheets white as bone, inscribed in black ink that pulses faintly, almost alive. My shaking hands unroll it, and I see symbols of unseen power, interlocking circles, words decipherable only by Varian blood. Then something glints at the corner of my eye. A shadow stretches across the inscribed arch, a figure so motionless it chills my blood. I try to retreat, but the ground vibrates beneath my feet, as if the earth itself rejects eternal rest. Trap and secret entwine in a metallic whisper. Stone blades hammer into the walls with cruel snaps. I shout, "Kale! Rashid!" But only my echo returns, alongside a distant crow's caw. And then the tunnel shudders.
Quick tip to level up your experience. Read Manhwas and light novels for free. Listen to epic audiobooks. Watch unlimited anime. Play cloud games with no console. And stream the best anime soundtracks. Check the description now and grab your free trials.
The trembling stops abruptly. I sprint to the opening and find Kale sprawled on the ground, struck by a flying rock. Rashid grips his companion's arm, staring at the blades embedded in the arch. With a swift gesture, Rashid summons a seal of light that pushes the stones back into place, disarming the trap. I climb the moss and blood-stained steps, clutching the manuscript as if it were my very life. In the chamber below, the scroll slides through my hands, revealing a hidden inscription. Hidden Sun, heir of the void, awaken the phantom blade. My chest tightens. I'm no longer simply learning a technique, but inheriting the weight of a name buried in betrayal. I glance at Rashid, whose stoic mask hides relief and fear. We are not alone, Lucius. Something ancient still guards these secrets. In the hushed glow, the manuscript exhales a pale light, projecting holograms of warriors from ages past, silhouettes forged in honor and blood. My throat goes dry. It's the first time I realize the legacy coursing through my veins belongs to a reign both forgotten and perilous. As I inspect the pedestal for more traps, my fingers brush a concealed rune. In a cold flash, the slab slides aside, and I glimpse an imperial banner waving in the shadows of a side tunnel. Traitors of the sect. Intruders leaving trails of ashes and corrupted sigils, swearing loyalty to the emperor. The revelation explodes inside me like gunpowder. The fall of our home wasn't merely looters' work, but internal conspiracy. If the enemy has already infiltrated our crypts, every step forward will bristle with lies and hidden blades. Plan, I whisper to Kale, pressing my fist against the inscription that gleams with blue light. I'll disable the rune trigger. Rashid, ready the disruptor seal. Kale, begin copying every line. Every word matters. Kale nods, presses the parchment against our makeshift lamp, and glides his quill with trembling precision. The drip of molten wax falls in the heavy silence like distant thunder. Rashid raises his arm, tracing symbols in the air with millimeter accuracy. The ink glows, vortices of purple light twist the pedestal's runes, shredding the original ritual. I step forward and turn the emblem at the base. A click, the ground shudders. Plaster flakes rain down in a fine cascade. Kale's eyes snap open in alarm. Now. Rashid shouts and hurls the seal. It slams into the runic arch, green sparks corroding the inscriptions. The floor quakes in dissonant pulses, hurling shards of stone in razor-sharp spirals. Kale clutches the scroll in one hand and scribbles frantically with the other. Each phrase is salvaged as if saving a life. Sweat trickles down our faces. The fortress groans in protest. Suddenly, a hidden gear clicks, revealing curved blades poised to strike. I taste the tang of cold metal. Time is no ally. I growl, draw the ancestral sword, bronze gleaming in the flickering torchlight. Hold fast. I fling the blade onto a hook, catching the spinning threat before it claims us. Between clashing steel and whispered parchments, we carve a path. The pedestal gives way, revealing the tunnel to the hidden manuscript. But at a cost, shadows writhe in the cracks. And then we understand, our skill alone won't decide what comes next, but the will to face the unknown together. I surge into the narrow corridor, the ancestral blade held aloft like a beacon against living darkness. Each step echoes a war drum's beat. The air shivers around stalactites sharp as tormentors' knives. A volley of airborne stones explodes from the floor, rock serpents tearing the silence. I hug the wall, the blade slicing through thin air. Sparks rain down, illuminating buried bones. Behind me, Kale fires a flaming arrow. It rips through shadow, igniting spectral chains that lash at our heels. The golden flare ignites courage where only fear remained. Rashid, kneeling, spread seals of silvery ink. The marks glow, raising a shield of spectral light that repels the ceiling's hail of debris. The crypt itself trembles beneath the weight of our presence. The pedestal sneers, runes pulsing in a grave cadence. The latch releases with a metallic snap, like a macabre laughter. My heartbeat thunderclaps in my ears. Our lives hang by a thread. I inhale sharply, vault sideways, and drag Kale behind me. The blade cleaves the stone arm blocking the arch, ripping open a living rift, quivering like a fresh wound. The sword's light dances in the breach. Ethereal motes rise, revealing holograms of millennia-old warriors. They soar above us, specters in golden armor, whispering secrets of conquest and ruination. My body trembles, not at their beauty alone, but at the lethal warning in their glow. Rashid roars and hurls another seal onto the central mosaic. The floor splits with luminous cracks. Streams of energy writhe like serpents of light, raising 4 crepuscular pillars that pierce the vault. The ceiling groans in imminent collapse. The manuscript. I snarl, driving the sword into the fissure. Blade and parchment attract each other. Runes swirl and detonate into scintillating dust, filling the air with the promise of absolute power. The scroll vibrates in my grasp, pulsing like a newborn heart. A column of green energy crashes before me, sparks igniting the corridor. Kale cries out. Rashid raises his hand to disperse it, but it's too late. The crypt roars like a wounded beast. On instinct, I shut my eyes and thrust the blade into the grand inscription. Ethereal dust fuses to the steel, and a thunderous strike rends the corridor, freezing chaos in a single heartbeat. When I open my eyes, holograms and shadows merge, witnesses to our triumph and omens of a steeper price. The corridor explodes in a blinding flash, and I notice the scroll bleeding its own light, an invitation to press on, or a trap to consume its bearer. My pulse races. I hold the key to resurrect the sect, or seal our doom. I climb the fractured steps, manuscript pressed to my chest, its weight yoked to my ragged breath. Each footfall reverberates like a drum in my skull, the lanterns flicker casting dancing shadows on obsidian walls. At the upper landing, silence envelopes me, thick as a funeral veil. The shattered door exhales a cutting chill, and the instant my fingers brush the frame, a crack rends the stillness. I whirl, senses aflame, pulse hammering like lightning on a battlefield. In the entrance arch, a hooded figure emerges under pale moonlight. The black cloak dissolves into wisps of mist, and beneath the hood, runic silhouettes writhe across the fabric. My heart seizes. The scroll vibrates, releasing an almost inaudible whisper. Something ancient has awakened. She steps forward, and the floor groans beneath her. In a heartbeat, I glimpse an imperial bracelet inlaid with onyx. Her voice, deep and resonant, cleaves the air. Where is the last son of the East? The world freezes at that dark echo. My legs buckle, the lamp clatters, scattering sparks into the dust. The question reverberates like a verdict. Not just my life, but the future of the entire sect hangs on what I have yet to understand. Then, the hood tilts, as if peering into my soul, promising revelation or condemnation.
Did you enjoy the video? Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. This helps us know which stories you love most and which ones we should prioritize in future productions. Your support is essential for us to keep bringing you the best manhwa content every day. See you in the next episode.